Started out on live, man, that was the play. Streaming every night, building up the sway. But as the site faded, I had to find my way. Now I'm hopping platforms, surfing through the fray. Got my crew behind me, yeah, we call them givers. Chillin' IRL, catching all the rivers. Farkle in the chat, bringing lost to the grind. Talking crypto games while we sippin' Jack Fine. Gives a minute, yeah, we take our time. Living in the moment, the life's a subtle rhyme. From the land down under, streaming through the night. New Zealand vibes, surfing waves day to night. Always looking for the next thrill, that's where I ignite. Community so solid, always shining bright. Rolling deep and cruising for the height. From the struggle to the stream, it's all just a game. But with the giver found, we're making our name. Jack and crypto profits, life just gets sweeter. Every view and every stream, making life a keeper. Gives a minute, yeah, we take our time. Living in the moment, the life's a subtle rhyme. From the land down under, streaming through the night. Got my heart on my sleeve, everything feels right. So here's to the journey, no regrets in sight. Each laugh and each tear, it's a beautiful fight. Keep the wave rolling, let the good vibes flow. We're the givers, together in the show. Gives a minute, yeah, we take our time. Living in the moment, the life's a subtle rhyme. From the land down under, streaming through the night. Got my heart on my sleeve, everything feels right. Script how we play a game. First not to next time chasing fame. With the year behind me, changing scenes. So through it and then living out the dream. Got my acoustic strum, pure and chill for cracking jokes. Go stop the thrill. In the land of Kiwis, we ride the waves. Our streams phone, no better days. Gives a minute, yeah, we take our time. Living in the moment, the life's a subtle rhyme.
Hello, the internet. It is Thursday, the 5th of February, 2026, and welcome back to the channel. Gonna dive deep into a conversation immediately. No faffing around. I want to do this, and then we can go on and stream about other things after we've dealt with this. But for those that are aware of myself, and for those that have been on the channel, I don't know, for some time, you'll know that, well, I love music, and I have got quite a collection of music, and I've been involved in music photography and blah, 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 blah. A particular band that I've been very interested in for a long time, the Mark of Cain from Adelaide, South Australia, a city I used to live in. So just a little history lesson, I guess. I've been fortunate enough to work with this band a number of times, most notably a promo shoot, which I'm going to show to you here. If you go to my website and we zoom in so it looks bigger for the internet, if you go to full list of bands here, go down to M. By the way, g'day Jude. I see you there, Jude, on Beamstream. G'day Jude. There are some crazy trolls. Yes, that troll that keeps coming in, I think it's a bot. But anyway, let's move on. The Mark of Cain. So go down to the Mark of Cain. So I did some promo work in February of 2013, and I've shot a bunch of their live shows as well. I just wanted to show you this because this is the work that I'm most proud of. So the Mark of Cain are a three-piece formed by two siblings. Well, we're going to get to that, but I just want to paint the picture here. This is the band. This is the work that I did with them. These photos went on a bit of a run, and then I shot their live show, and those shows also, those photos made tour shirts, which is pretty rad. I haven't had my work on a shirt before, the Mark of Cain, so I'm stoked, and I'm stoked. So what's happened? In the last, so by the way, this band's been around since the 90s, right? Kicking around, and everyone who's anyone in Australian music has seen these guys and loved them and been, frothing because they took a little hiatus for a while. They came back, they've toured, they've made new records. They're still charging along. This week, was it now Thursday? Earlier this week, possibly Monday or Tuesday, so I told you that the founding members of the band are two siblings, so originally a brother and a brother. Now it's a sister and a brother. So John Scott, this gentleman here, this person here has now come out as trans, as a woman, this person on the left here. And I guess the conversation I want to have here, it's nothing to do with that decision, and it's nothing to do with whether you believe or whether you agree. I don't really give a flying fuck, to be completely frank. You can believe whatever you want and it shouldn't make a difference. The question or the conversation I want to have, and it's not going to be long, it's just a brief conversation. It's more about how does a fan, and I'm not talking about me, I'm talking extremely broad here. How does a fan who's looked up to someone as a role model for X amount of time, how do they then come to terms with part of that role model no longer being what it was? In this instance, people, and judging on the response to the announcement, which we will read as well, judging on that response, the bulk of the music industry, certainly within Australia, and then the wider music community, they're super supportive, as they should be, right? Super supportive of this decision. But the question that I don't see anybody asking is, what about, what happens, or how does a fan swap from having a positive male role model to now having a positive female role model? Does that make any difference at all? I mean, whether you like it or not, there are different genders. There's male and female, and I'm not going to entertain what else, but there is definitely the two at least. And some people may have males that they look up to. They may have females that they look up to. In this instance, what happens when one changes? What's the how does the fan or the regular person compute that, and what do they do with it? If anything, they might not have to do anything. They might just go, okay, now I've got a female role model. And to be completely frank, it shouldn't, and it doesn't make a difference whether it's male or female when we're talking about musicians. Of course not. But in some other, I don't know, in sports and whatnot, it may make a difference, right? Like let's just say you're a huge fan of like a male bodybuilder or something, and then all of a sudden they transition, and now you're looking at the person who you maybe posters all over your wall, and you've aspired to be them, you've gone to meet and greets and whatnot, and now they're no longer a male, they're a female. Isn't there a conversation where the person has to sort of somehow process that? Let's read the announcement, because I think this is probably important to paint the entire picture. This is the Facebook page. I'll zoom that in so it's larger. It's a couple of days ago now, I think 3 days ago, February 2nd. Yes, so 5th, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, so 5th. So let's make this larger here. Hey, JRS here. Allow me to try get straight to the point with little or no bullshit, or at least I'll try. As I've aged and mortality is ever closer, I've decided to embrace rather than endure who I am. What the fuck does that mean, you may well ask? Well, okay, hear me out. I've struggled with what is called gender dysphoria my whole life, since I was about 8 years old, and I always assumed I'd just live my life, complain a lot, and die, leaving some clues in my songs and journals for family to read and think, oh, what a strange What a very strange, albeit talented person. That was sarcasm, but she is super talented, right? No denying that. As a result of my internal conflict, I found myself drawn towards the literature of the outsider and the existentialist writers and philosophy of, yeah, it's all shit, but let's try to push through anyway. Be stoic, be a man, sort of philosophy. Be stoic, not stoic. My internal conflict and struggles were inherently responsible for my searching for a way to exist, but still accept some of the futility I saw in my life. So I often wrote about being an outsider, about feeling a little different, and the idea of trying to push through no matter how dire you felt things were, to embrace the crap and try to make it through life. It's worth noting that Ill at Ease was a keynote address regards to this. Speaking of Ill at Ease, just let's pause momentarily, go to my YouTube channel, which I'm on right now, and remember we did a virtual vinyl of Ill at Ease. You can go down to the live tab. Well, actually, just go to the home tab. Go down to the bottom here. Virtual vinyl, where was it? Ill at Ease, deluxe edition. 2 years ago, we did a virtual vinyl of, we listened to the record, we talked about the record. It's right there. If you want to go and have a look at that yourselves. Let's continue reading. But that album, Ill at Ease, was a keynote address in regards to his struggle with gender dysphoria, although I was trying to not make it too obvious. He says, the real background to my decision now harks back to when COVID first hit, the panny. The first bout in 2022 left me with long COVID, and while I was sick, it caused me to reevaluate how I felt about growing old, navigating sickness, and whether when the time came to leave Earth, I could do so with no regrets. My answer was a big no, you've never been authentic. I knew I would always regret not having the courage of my convictions to live my life. Seeing so many young people now able to embrace who they are and live authentically without as much bullshit as existed when I was young helped shine a light on the possibility that maybe I can finally be me in my autumn years. I guess what he's referring to there is he might have been heckled for having those thoughts as a youngster. I mean, it was a different time, wasn't it, way back when? He goes on to talk about the band now. The Mark of Cain was often interpreted as a very masculine, testosterone-driven band, which it kind of is, right? It's hard and heavy and pulsating and it's super groovy. If you've never heard this band, I highly suggest getting Ill at Ease and just enjoy. But he then goes on to say that greatly acted as a way of being a beard from me in many ways. I've never heard that term used that way before, a beard. I guess it's like a covering, right? Masking something. He then says, much of what was interpreted as masculine was often being generated from internal rage about my own dissatisfaction about myself and the paralysis I felt in being unable to live as me. It's been liberating to finally live as myself, albeit challenging at the same time. So this tells us that he's been out as a female or as a trans woman for a little while, possibly amongst family only, family and friends. It's been liberating to finally live as myself, albeit challenging at the same time. But the happiness I feel outweighs any obstacles I've faced so far. Yeah, here we go. My family and close friends know me as Josie, or Joe for short, and given where I identify on the gender spectrum, I fit within the paradigm of being a trans woman. That's a big statement to make, right? He must have, or she must have been super sick and tired of not being able to speak like this, and now it's just there. It's right there in text for everybody to dissect. I feel that the real fans of the band who found us through their own feelings of alienation or otherness will understand the difficulty I faced of feeling different and being on the outside, and will be okay with my announcement. So what does this mean for the Mark of Cain? Absolutely nothing. We'll continue to write, record, and perform hard, heavy music, and I may look a little more androgynous, but everything else remains the same as ever. Thanks for listening. Now, of course, we're not here to question. We're not here to dissect. We're not here to criticize. What I want to do, and I said this at the beginning, is to ask the question, when a fan, not me, when a fan of the band and of Josie reads this, how do they change their internal dialogue to accept that now they have a female role model? I'm not trying to make anything of the fact that this has happened. I guess I'm trying to ask a question that no one seems to ask. That's all. And I'm not saying I've got the answer. Like, I don't have any answers. I definitely don't look to me for the answer. I'm just raising it in the sense that maybe, I mean, the chat's extremely quiet right now, but maybe there might be a conversation to be had here if anybody else wants to join in and maybe make themselves known. I did ask ChatGPT this exact question. I sort of asked if it was a very interesting stream idea and should I even do this? And ChatGPT, for all of its woes, because it does fuck up quite a lot, it did come back with, no, you can definitely do that stream as long as you do it tactfully and with the correct questioning. Because there is another element that I thought might be worth discussing. So John Scott, now Josie Scott, came out as a trans woman, and we didn't even really look at this, but if you scroll down through, look, here's Bad Dreams. I mean, there's like hundreds of different Australian artists coming in with support. The Hard-On, Spiderbait. There's plenty of people in here that are just, giving their support, which is wonderful to see. The beautiful thing of Australian music is we've all got each other's back, no matter what genre, what style. Doesn't matter who you are, what you do. The Australians are all supportive because our fucking music scene rocks. But what would happen? And I'm just saying this. Just think about this. What would have happened if it wasn't a case of I'm a trans woman? What if it was I'm no longer male or female? Or what if it was I no longer identify as a human? Or I'm no longer identifying as a Australian. I'm changing my race. I'm changing my species. Now, don't laugh, because you have to be accepting of anyone in whatever they choose to do, particularly someone in the public eye, right? So what would have happened? It's a secondary question, but what would have happened if that wasn't as clear cut as it is? A biologically born male chooses to identify as a woman and has done in their mind since he was 9 or something, and now later in life, in age 60, he's decided, no, I'm not going to hold this back. I'm coming out, and I'm putting it out there, and I'm going for it. What if it wasn't transgender? What if it was, I guess it's called trans race, trans species? Do we think that there would have been the same response from everybody? And so therefore the ulterior or the underlying question of that is, are we actually super supportive as people, or just when it's comfortable? I'm not Darren Hinch, but I'm asking the tough questions. And again, the chat, maybe I've picked the wrong day to do this. I was hoping for a conversation around this, but no one's saying anything. So I guess those are my questions. Now, I just wanted to hit something else before we shift gears. Yeah, so when I punch this into ChatGPT, it fucks up and it comes back with some garbage as well. But it asked, or it mentioned that I should. So a role model. It was trying to it was suggesting that I talk about it in a more broad sense. In like what I guess like this is difficult for me because I don't fanboy. And I mean, I have role models. I have people I aspire to. I have people I look up to, but I've never fanboyed. I don't know. Like I've worked with multiple musicians that I've been very into, like bands that I've been frothing at for years. But when I meet them and work with them, I don't do the autograph shit. I I mean, this photo shoot says it all, I guess. It's just the photo shoot that we did here on this day. It's work, and I managed to get great shots. And we got a selfie, or not a selfie, and my ex-partner took a photo of us together. By the way, John Stanier, I said that it's the two siblings in the band, but also when he's in the country and when the tour is big enough, John Stanier from Helmet plays in the band. In Australia, Eli Green from Life Pilot does the drum duties. But yeah, this was a great opportunity to get the band and get these promo shoots for that tour. What year was it again? 2012. The Song of Third and Fifth. Yeah, that was that tour. Yeah. Yeah, they shot their video that night at HQ. That's right. Yeah, we went and did that too. Yeah, cool. My point there, my ultimate point there is I don't fanboy. So I guess I don't have to have a huge conversation about it with myself internally, because what people do with their own, like, to be completely frank, if this announcement didn't come out and he just slowly like let's just say that Josie decided, okay, from February 2026, I'm out as a trans person. I'm not going to make an announcement. It's just going to be people that know me will know, and then slowly, with enough media attention, and maybe he starts or she starts dressing differently. Maybe I don't know if she transitions with body changes and whatnot. I'm not sure about all that, but then the rest of us will be like, wait, John, Josie from. See, we wouldn't. It's hard to explain it because we wouldn't know, so we wouldn't be saying Josie. We'd say John, but my point is, it wouldn't make any difference to me. Like it's like that. It's the same, dude. This is it's not the same. But I was about to use the Michael Jackson consideration, the Michael Jackson similarity. The only difference there is we're not talking about kiddie fiddling, so I can listen to Beat It and Michael Jackson's Thriller and everything else, and I can disassociate that from the kiddie fiddling stuff, right? I can do that easily. And I do. I don't have any problem listening to Michael Jackson. So my point is, it doesn't really affect me, but I guess it does open the question up. However, this live stream's fucking dead. There's nobody here talking at all. Not even a single. Like I've literally been out here now 27 minutes and there's no one. So this is going to go down in history as the dumbest idea I've ever done. And anyway, I still want to promote the album. You know what I should do? Well, I'll get dinged if I play it, but I was going to play some of the songs. No. Do we want to... I'll just show you some more photos of the Mark of Cain. Yo, Mel Pezzi, how you doing, man? Thank you for chiming in. Michael Jackson didn't diddle them kids. That's why you don't feel bad. Oh, you think he's innocent? Okay. Fair enough. You can think that. Yeah, think what you will. Just know that you're wrong. I'm being silly. Everybody can think what they want, and the evidence is out there, I guess, and the conversations are there. Let's have a look at these tour posters. That's a good idea. These are the ones that made the T-shirts. And also tour posters. So this was the gig. So this is Eli on drums here. And this gig, these photos, this one here. Was it that one? No, it's not that one. My bad. Is this an Aussie band? Yes, an Australian band from Adelaide. That's interesting. I didn't actually include that photo in my but this one of Kim definitely is the tour poster, the other poster. Oh, these photos aren't there. Shit. Okay, my bad. Okay, this is now becoming even worse. My photos aren't displaying, but that one there became a black and white. Or was it that gig? I can't remember if it was that gig. It might have been a different gig. HQ. No, it was. I've only done those three. Okay. I think Field Presents asked me for black and white conversions of those. I can't remember. It's been a few years. Anyway, well, that kind of wraps up the conversation I wanted to have around this. And like I said, I don't have the answers. I wasn't planning on answering this. I was just raising the question. It's important to have discussions. That's what we do here. That's what I like to do. I'm going to go and grab a coffee, come back, we'll hang out, we'll watch some content. I see a 3-hour video from Toothboy. 3 hours? The hell are you talking about? We might watch a little of it. I don't know how far we'll get into that, but I'll be right back. I went surfboarding today, and I've got the video to prove of it. Also used my solo shot with so the solo shot doesn't go up and down anymore. It only goes left and right and zooms in. So my solo shot's locked off on one horizontal plane, and it still works, but it's a little bit. Got to make sure that anyway, you'll see from the footage. Solo shot. I did email them and I said, not unbelievable, but my solo shot's not working again. And so I'm waiting for no response from James at Solo Shot. He's not going to respond because they don't want to be involved with me after anything like that. Okay, I'll be right back. Enjoy the surfing clip. And when we come back, we'll move on. All right. Yeah, good surf today, but not the best conditions, but still fun to be out there, getting out amongst it, getting wet, getting cold, it's not cold, it's beautiful. It's board shorts only, man. February, the hottest month of the year. Speaking of hot, hey Siri, temperature?
It's about 27 degrees outside.
It's 27 out there. That's a warm one. Excuse me 1 second. So what we're going to do now is shift gears from first or second, whatever that was, and move on. A couple of linky poos here. What's this one? Trump launches a $12 billion mineral stockpile, targets China's grip on critical mineral pricing. You know what's going on here? This is a Dale Bold link in the Discord. He's while the cat's away, the mouse will play. Hendrik, you know what happened and this and that. And I think, yeah, there used to be a no politics sort of rule. And I think Dale's like, fucking now's my chance to get in there with some politics. Let's take a look.
Shares of rare earth miners jumped on Monday after news that U.S. President Donald Trump will launch a $12 billion strategic stockpile of critical minerals. The investment marks Washington's latest attempt to offset what policymakers view as Chinese manipulation of prices for lithium, nickel, rare earths, and other critical minerals, which has stymied American mining companies for years.
Love that word.
Shares of USA Rare Earth rose as much as 16%, while Critical Minerals Corp gained more than 13%, and MP Minerals added as much as 7%. Rare earth minerals are essential for items ranging from electric vehicles to high-tech weaponry. First reported by Bloomberg News, the venture, called Project Vault, will combine private funding with a $10 billion loan from the U.S. Export-Import Bank. The aim is to...
I think Dale put this in because we were talking yesterday about silver and gold and the prices of those assets going up and down. There was a sell-off recently, and we were talking about that with crypto as well.
Acquire and stockpile minerals for automakers, technology companies, and other U.S. manufacturers. A Trump administration official said the president is set to meet Monday with General Motors CEO Mary Barra and mining billionaire Robert Friedland, who represent both users and producers of critical minerals. The White House did not immediately respond to a request for comment.
That's rad, snowing at the White House. It really is the White House. Also, just as a little side note, I tried to swap. I told you I've got 5 USDC in my Exodus wallet. And I tried to swap it to XRP. Minimum swap amount, $7. So I couldn't do it. Not that I really cared, but I just thought it sitting there. What's this? Billie Eilish stolen land remark haunts singer as critics demand she give up her mansion. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
No one is illegal on stolen land.
No one is illegal on stolen land. No one, what did she say? No one is illegal on stolen land. Illegal on stolen land.
And yeah, it's just really hard to know what to say and what to do right now. And I feel really hopeful in this room, and I feel like we just need to keep fighting and speaking up and protesting, and our voices really do matter, and the people matter, and I say sorry.
Whoa. Is this one of those AI-generated schlop pieces? I think it is. I don't want to hear the music. Singer Billie Eilish has faced backlash following... Oops. 24-year-old singer declared that no one is illegal on stolen land while accepting the Song of the Year award for Wildflower. Eilish's remarks backfired as many called for the singer to return her multi-million-dollar mansion in Los Angeles to the land's original owners. Nice. Fair point. Brandon Tatum. No one is illegal on stolen land. Meanwhile, she's chilling in a $3 million Hollywood Hills. Preach less, practice more. That's pretty funny. Okay, Billy, your $14 million mansion in LA is built where the Tongva tribe once lived. Yeah, okay, so the point's been made. The point's noted. So what are we going to do here? I'll tell you what we should do. We haven't caught up with the Tipsy Panda, and you know what's going on with the Tipsy Panda? Not a lot. He hasn't done much. He's been quiet. 7 months ago. We're up to this one, Vinius. Let's take a look at the Tipsy Panda because he hasn't really been uploading any content. So let's take a look at what he's been doing 9 months ago. One of the best cities so far. This is Vilnius. My bad.
Alright, so I've just arrived in Vilnius, Lithuania after I think about a 4.5 hour train trip. Just walking through the streets now. Pretty empty. And going to the hostel. I think my hostel is only like 5 to 3 minute walk from actual town centre, so should be good. I actually quite liked Riga. There wasn't a lot to do there. It was nice and quiet.
Oh.
But Riga was... I don't think I spent that much time in Riga,
weird.
to be honest. I spent a lot of the time sort of just chilling out and relaxing.
That's going to be weird.
Gathering myself. And but I did do a few tourist activities and I liked it. I didn't film a lot of it, but yeah, it was good. Now this looks like some sort of big building here. Quite some grand architecture for the main street, must say. Alright, so I have successfully had breakfast in the shape of a croissant.
The shape of a croissant.
I'm just walking around Vilnius now, and there appears to be some important government buildings, a very cool statue, and a very, very nice garden. The architecture here is a little bit different to all the other countries. Can't explain how, I'm sure you'll see how. Yeah. That's one badass statue, mate. Something I must say you don't see very much in Sydney is there's bell towers ringing on the hour every hour. I don't know if I've just not been in Sydney enough, but yeah. And I think I'm going to climb that sort of hill, I guess, and go visit that castle. It's probably going to cost a bit, but in the name of tourism, why not?
Good approach.
Also, I find breakfast in this part of Europe pretty terrible. It's pretty much just pastries and like sweet stuff. And it's just, I don't understand how people can survive on sweet stuff for breakfast without having a crash in the middle of the day with all that sugar. So it's hard to find muesli without sugar in it. Hard to find a lot of stuff. So this is the inner courtyard of the castle as such. And we're gonna go to the top of it. Now there is a scenic sort of lift, I'm guessing, which you pay for, but hell, we're young so we can do it, I guess.
Just scale the grass hill.
So yeah, just started the ascent. It's quite nice. Lots of luscious bushland behind us.
Foliage.
And more stairs. But you do get a pretty good overall view. And it certainly is a good view from up here. Walking along the edge here. Look over most of Vilnius. Very beautiful. And the old town part over there where my hostel is. And we've got the castle fort there. And they're reconstructing and renovating that part over there, so yeah. So in the middle of Vilnius, there's suddenly a forest with lots of nice bird sounds and wildlife going on. And I'm on the way to a religious monument, which is quite spiritual, that this is the way to get to it. It's completely surrounded with trees and light. How beautiful. And if you listen closely enough,
Tweet, tweet.
it's teeming with wildlife. I think I've done something like 25,000 steps per day for like the last week and a bit, almost every day that I've been traveling. I think I've almost been traveling for a month now, and yeah, it's quite grueling, I'm not gonna lie. They all go, all roads lead to Rome. Oh well, take this way then. Quite beautiful. Look at that. So this is the monument of the, oh, you guessed it, 3 crosses. Looks over Vilnius, and came up here and I didn't expect it, but I'm guessing this is Catholic because that looks, I don't know, like a tabernacle maybe, and the spirit, and because there's a lit candle, I'm guessing that's the spirit of Jesus Christ in there, which I think is very touching that it's up here, protected by the wind of course, so it doesn't blow out, and you get a almighty view of Vilnius in there. And there's yet another beautiful garden. They've got some ponds, I'm sure are teeming with aqua life. Some nice tulips, I think. And I was just walking down by the water, which was absolutely beautiful. You can walk down here next to the water.
Does look nice.
Beautiful. Look at that. This is a Catholic church. First Catholic church I've seen.
Can't talk loud.
There's a little mound over
In church.
dedicated for Pope Francis, and each of the massive paintings on the room. But I don't want to disturb anyone, so that's all I'm going to do. It's a very nice, beautiful day. I'm going to say the architecture here is quite nice. Oh, hang on a second. Look at this. It's a cat cafe. How cute is that? How expensive is it to eat now? I bet it's really expensive. But it's also super cute.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm gonna have to mute that music, right?
Expensive, yeah.
Of course
Yeah,
we
as I was
do.
saying, the architecture here is quite distinct to, I think, the other Baltic countries. This is more relaxed, romantic, beautiful, rather than, maybe this is the old part of town, but the other old parts of town were sort of a bit run down, beaten up, you know, really, really old part of town. And I think, where was I, just Riga. Riga was okay, but I think I like Vilnius a lot more than all the other Baltic countries. Estonia was okay, it was good, it was very medieval and I liked that. But I could see myself living here and actually doing something here, whereas I couldn't see myself doing that in any of the other countries that I was in. It's a very beautiful place, very relaxing, lots of nice garden areas and a lot of green in the city, whereas in the other sort of cities I didn't see much green nature or all that stuff. And I especially like the Catholic Church. That was very nice, very brilliant. So this is a war museum as well as the KGB museum. Downstairs there's a KGB prison, which is not cool, but like, yeah, cool.
Pretty
This is
quiet.
the KGB prison area. And these are what the cells look like. Pretty small. Like, I think my shower in the hostel is bigger than this. Which is crazy. Oh, that doesn't work.
Telephone exchange.
I don't know what I expected. It's exactly what I should expect, but not what I expected. So actually the Pope was here, standing in maybe this exact spot. So I've stood where the Pope has stood. That's crazy.
Crazy, man.
So this is probably one of the saddest rooms in the prison. It is called the padded cell. The walls were padded and soundproofed, and the straitjacket on the back of the wall was used for those who resisted or were deranged from torture. The padded walls
Wow.
absorbed all of the cries and shouts for help. So in this very cell, people were tortured and deranged from torture. And, oh god, that's actually creepy, this museum. Very scary. Well, yeah, that was the Museum of Occupations and Freedom Flights. Quite distressing, I might say. Just seeing how the KGB acted and what they did. Yeah, that's not much to say about that. That's, yeah. Hopefully we go, I feel like I need to go back to church after that. Bloody hell. But yeah, hopefully we go back into the nice gardens and feel better about ourselves, you know?
Yeah.
God, that was depressing. Don't want to do that again.
Get the music out of there. Must be a festival about to start.
Today is Saturday morning, right? We're off to Trakai. Tell us where your name and where you're from.
My name's Noah, from Cornwall, England.
Cornwall. Cornwall. That's where I took my first steps.
To like some castle, I think.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
Thanks. What's in Trakai? What's in Trakai?
I generally don't know. It could be absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
I think it's just a castle and like a little village. So,
Yeah, fair.
and our bus stop driver doesn't speak a word of English. So
He did get a bit pissed at us.
yeah, he got angry at us.
Luckily we don't know what he said, so.
Yeah, so can't be offended by something that means nothing to us.
Exactly.
We've already done
No, we've already done it. Alright, so we are here with
Taylor
from
England.
England. We are in the town of Trakai. And it is beautiful. It's a
Trakai.
nice, beautiful day. This is, what do we say, like a retirement village?
Yeah, I'd retire.
Yeah, we don't retire here.
It's quite nice.
Nice, peaceful town. It's a Saturday morning. You know, everyone was out with their dogs for walks, whatnot. And overall pretty good. We're heading to the castle now, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
On that way.
Looks nice.
The bus driver didn't speak a word of English and demanded us something, but we didn't know, so.
So we just got on bus anyway, so
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty nice out. There's a massive lake, which you'll see later on. The streets are still somewhat cobblestone. It's nice old Yeah, it's 10 degrees, a bit chilly, isn't it?
Got a bit of breeze as well.
It is. Oh. So we're down by the waterside,
Make that picture of like that.
and that is beautiful.
Just ruined this game.
It's gone on YouTube, that one. You don't know what a bad day is. Alright, here we are at the castle, and it is a picturesque day. We're gonna go on a pedalo boat later. We've got the water moving pretty rapidly, and we're just gonna have a look around. It is under renovation right now, which is a bit of a shame, but she'll be right.
Just don't film that bit.
It's on one of the islands, and there's a pretty nice footbridge to get there. Lots of tourists as well. You boys will be lucky to run into some British ones. Duh. Wow, okay, so here we have the courtyard. Guessing the massive iron gates. And yeah, you know what? It's a castle. Looks good. So of course we've shelled out the mandatory €5 entrance fee, but as students of course, so it's a little bit cheaper. Entrance, okay, let's go into the castle. Off we go. We're gonna climb up the walls, shoot arrows down on enemies, you know. Oh my crikey. It's a bit steep, eh? Alright, got Daddy Longlegs over here just going 2 at a time. Oh, how sick's this? Yeah, sweet, mate.
Yo, Drumzilla!
Like all
It's cracking, man.
relics and antiquities and all that sort
How's
of
it going, dude? We did the Mark of Cain stuff at the beginning, if that's what you were swinging in for. Just a little conversation around it. You go back and watch the first half hour, and then we kind of spiraled out from there. But just asked a few questions.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah. Now we're just chilling here.
What are you thinking?
Looks right, mate.
Looks right, mate, isn't it?
Looks like a setting,
the
a scene
drawbridge.
from Game of Thrones.
Looks pretty good so far.
You
right?
know nothing, Jon Snow.
Can we turn the boat around? Should we turn it around? So like,
Alright.
I don't know.
As long as I don't drop it in the water. Alright, we are pedaling on a pedal boat. Traffic. It's fun.
Middle of nowhere.
Middle of nowhere.
Water.
Water.
Ban the place down there as well.
I want to get a video. When's
For your Insta.
On the water.
And drop that phone in the water.
Alright, so Taylor, where are we?
abandoned island? I don't think we're getting in though.
I'm not getting tetanus for this, okay?
Tetanus?
Yeah, mate. When you touch rusty metal, is he okay? He's genuinely.
Mate, it's fine. Mate, I don't think we're getting tetanus for it.
Fuck's that in there, mate? Oh my god.
Homeless dudes.
I mean, if we really wanted to get in, we could get in, but.
Yeah, that.
Oh, right. Oh my god.
Yeah, well, how do we get in?
Alright, so the boys have left. They're going back to Cornwall and or going on their way back to Cornwall. So I'm once again by myself. It's probably like the 4th or 5th time that I've left, you know, some really good mates behind. Or, yeah, and I'm back by myself again. I don't mind being back by myself, but, you know, it's good to have mates to travel with. Even though my mates back in Australia, it's so hard for them to actually come to Europe, but the mates that you make along the way, you know, you never forget them. And maybe, you know, I'll see them like I see Artem in here actually, but when I go to England, maybe I'll see them. Who knows? But making connections is always
That's why it's good that he puts them on camera, because then he can never forget them, you know?
so tiring almost. It depletes a lot of your social battery, and so sometimes it's good to have just yourself and your own thoughts. But you know, I think I was probably alone for a bit too long, and I wanted to definitely make some friends. So it was definitely good that I met them, and I think how they liked it, they seemed to like it as well. So hopefully, you know, I have another day here in Vilnius. I can just do stuff by myself, and then in Prague, in Warsaw, I booked the tickets to the train and the hostel, and so hopefully make some friends there, go on some pub crawls, and have a bit more fun. Oh wait, all right.
My name's Casper, I'm from New York.
And we're having breakfast. What did you get?
Bacon, egg and cheese sandwich.
How much did you pay?
11.
11 euro.
And I've been stiffed. What did I get? Something pancakes? Cottage?
Pancakes with cottage cheese.
Yeah.
Some kind of jam.
That is what I got. And I paid €9 for that. This had better be the best bloody pancake I've ever eaten in my life, I swear to God. Anyway, last night we went to some clubs, a bar. We got pretty lit. And then we didn't get pretty lit. And then we went back to the hostel and then slept.
That's how he ends them, super abruptly. But there you go, folks. Just catching up on the Tipsy Panda. Nothing really that exciting. Still fun, still cool. I'm going to now move on to Toothboy. However, if I understand this correctly, this video from Toothboy goes for 3 hours, 3.5 hours. I bought a Ghost Town 5 years later, so obviously we're not going to watch all of this right now. I'll tell you what I'll do right now, though. I will not watch that if anyone wants to talk. This stream today is very quiet. If anyone wants to chat about anything, I'll happily engage conversation. If not, we'll kick back and watch a little of this. Maybe we'll have to take it in 3 or 4 goes, but I don't know if I can handle. I can handle about 40 minutes of Toothboy, but not 3.5 hours. This description: this video took 5 years to make. A full look at my decision to move up to an abandoned mining town of Cerro Gordo in March of 2020 and what has happened since. It's been by far the most impactful, important, trying and rewarding 5 years of my life. I feel very fortunate to have found such a challenge to bring out all of me. There you go. So I guess given that it's still very quiet back here, let's take a look at it.
What's up, guys?
Hello there.
It is October 12th, 2019, and it is my first night here at Cerro Gordo alone. Well, alone other than Jack.
Yeah, Drumzilla, you still follow this guy. He's interesting. Yeah, no, he's an interesting dude, and we've found his content compelling over the years. We've been slacking off, I guess. We haven't really watched a great deal. I mean, I've been busy with other things as well, but there was a point there where we were watching semi-religiously, like at least every Monday and Wednesday, I think. Oh, hello. The chat has just popped into life. Isn't that awesome? Oh, my God.
What I've always wanted to do is stay up here for an extended period of time by myself, and it's been a dream of mine that I can't seem to shake for the past few months. If nothing else, for a life experience, living for an extended period of time in a ghost town would be pretty interesting. Let's try it out.
Wow, he looks awkward there.
I honestly don't know what to do.
All right.
This is a real treat. I can't wait to check this out.
This is the lounge so far.
This is the American Hotel.
We're going to need a lot of help.
This is where the fire happened.
Like I said, we're getting the tour of the ghost town, the infamous Cerro Gordo.
You guys know this guy, right?
Hello there.
Brent Underwood with his famous hello there.
Yeah, I guess this is kind of a recap, Drumzilla. It's kind of, I guess, 5 years living up there. He's going to sort of walk us through each year, I suppose. Either that or this video is encoded incorrectly and it's only a half an hour video with like 3 hours of blackness at the end or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Cheers, Brent. Cheers. Great having you up here. Thank you. So glad
Yeah, 5 years, yeah. Hey, when are you off, man? When's NZ? It must be coming up pretty soon. It's February. I think you said March, didn't you? It's already mid-Feb, isn't it? Oh no, it's still the 5th. This year's racing through.
Thanks for having us out.
Of course, yeah.
He actually has a YouTube channel. If you guys want to keep up with the adventures here.
Every time I get something big up this hill, man, I'm just like, I can go anywhere and do anything.
You haven't seen Brokeback Mountain? What are you doing up here?
Is this place haunted? Just be honest.
26th of March. So that's now, okay, February. Yeah, okay. End of March, 4 days, 2 shows. Yeah. Cool. Cool, man. Look forward to hearing all about it.
Sort of like Tom Hanks in Castaway.
So,
a weird transition.
5 months after I first spent that night alone at Cerro Gordo, a world event would force my hand on whether I truly wanted to be there for an extended time. The world was shutting down, and I needed to make a decision if this was the moment to head out there.
Oh, shit, yeah, dude. Shipwreck 26, locked in 21st of November. Dude, I'm putting it in my calendar right now. Same venue, Port Lincoln, or is it, you were talking about maybe doing it in Victor or something? Where's my calendar? 26 Novembers. Man, November 2026. Faith No More boys are in. Cool, man. 26th November is a Thursday. Same venue. Cool, man. Oh, okay, cool. Shipwreck Sounds. Locked in, dude. Hell yeah.
China, a man has died following an outbreak of an unknown pneumonia-like virus.
China has more than 200 confirmed cases of coronavirus, it's called.
Coronavirus officially hitting the U.S.
Australia's first coronavirus case.
This is a global pandemic.
It's March 18th, 2020. We are on kind of coronavirus lockdown. And I live on 6th Street in Austin, which is typically the most busy street in Austin. But if you look tonight, that's where I want to go. Today I got to figure out pretty much whether I'm going to stay or whether I'm going to go. It's March 19th today, so there's been a lot of talks that they're going to shut down the roads, the airports, businesses, and kind of where you want to be for the next 8 weeks. You need to decide now. And so for me, it's like, do I stay here in Austin? It's comfortable here. You know, I got everything I could need. I got friends here, easy access to healthcare, supplies, food, all that. Or do I get in my car and go to Cerro Gordo? I'm being drawn to Cerro Gordo, to be honest with you. And there's something there. There's something that, I don't know. I just want to check it out. And I think
this is interesting because we never really saw this. We never saw this content from him. At the start of the Ghost Town Living channel, he didn't really talk about this. He just was in it, doing it. The old Corona, I mean, Nipah? What's Nipah? Not sure what that means, man.
maybe that's reason enough.
Starting route to Lone Pine. Proceed to Chicone Street, then turn left.
That's the new virus. There's a new virus, is there? Ah, shit. Is it a panny? Is it going to be a pandemic? Hope not.
What's up? We're about 10 hours into the drive. I've made it through Texas finally. I am about halfway through New Mexico, almost to the Arizona border. Excited to get up to Cerro Gordo and hunker down and see this thing out.
No border crossing, like Corona style?
Heading out to Cerro Gordo, I was looking for something as a response to the growing restlessness I felt in my life.
Who knows, but there's a new thing they're pumping. Surprised you haven't heard about it. You know what, man? I'm going to take a pause here and I'm going to just have a quick look and see if I can't find anything about it, dude. Let's go to YouTube. Nipah virus. Nipah virus. The Nipah virus. Nipah virus. Countries on high alert after deadly Nipah virus detected in India. 5 days ago, 17 hours ago, Nipah. Yeah, okay, Nipah. Uh-oh. Here we go, folks. Let's take a look.
thermal screening at airports, quarantining and testing, and a deadly virus that spreads from bats to humans. Sound familiar?
Nah.
This time, we're talking about Nipah virus, after 2 cases were recorded in India's West Bengal state.
2 cases, heavens above. What are we going to do? There were 2 of them? Shit.
Countries across Asia have stepped up their measures, including India, Thailand, Singapore, Hong Kong, and Malaysia.
Wait. Because 2 people have it? Shit. I know, man. Sounds horrible. Hey, like, what's going to happen if 2 people have got it? That's one more than one.
Prompting many to ask, will this be another pandemic? Let's get into it. Nipah spreads from animals to humans, putting it in the same category as COVID and Ebola. The virus comes from fruit bats but can spread to other animals and humans through contaminated food. It can also spread from...
Dude, just out of curiosity, if it comes from a fruit bat, why don't we have it here? Like, we got heaps of fruit bats in this country. Like, down this way, like... Far out, man. Berry, right up along Berry and in Gordon in the northern Sydney area and all Cairns and all that. There's fruit bats everywhere. None of them have this shit. Old mate Bill was here. Bill Gates was here.
Human to human through close contact.
It typically can cause a flu-like illness. Some people...
Because we don't eat them. But they shit everywhere, dude. They shit everywhere.
A cough, some people get diarrhea, but the most feared complication is a brain infection.
Oh, shit.
Encephalitis.
The World Health Organization says Nipah kills between 40 and 75% of the humans it infects. There's also no vaccine or medicine to treat it. But if that's the bad news, here's the good news.
It doesn't seem to spread that easily. So outbreaks have generally been terminated with good public health measures.
The cases in West Bengal were both health workers, and around 200 of their close contacts have been tested with no further infections. Australia is watching closely.
We have very clear protocols for sick travellers. We've got no advice to change those protocols.
Is this all because 2 people have it, dude? Like, how do they get those numbers? Only 2 cases? I don't understand it, dude. Like, what are we talking about? 2 people? 2 people. Two people. I mean, I don't understand why. I mean, I get it that it's... I'm just bringing up ChatGPT machine here. I don't understand why we're all getting upset about this if only 2 cunts have got it, mate. You think it wouldn't even make the news. Dude, it's not newsworthy. How many people globally have the Nipah virus? Fear doom. Woo, yeah. Total confirmed cases historically, according to global health tracking and research data, there have been roughly 750 confirmed human cases worldwide since it was discovered in the late 1990s. So they found this in the 1990s. This includes outbreaks in countries such as Bangladesh, India, Malaysia, Singapore, and the Philippines. Deaths. Out of those confirmed infections, around 430 to 440 people have died, reflecting the virus's high fatality rate between 40 to 75%. Nipah virus outbreaks historically have been sporadic and localized. Important nuance, these figures are confirmed cases. Yes. What about in 2026? Maybe Bill's going to get it pumping. Is he going to pump it out, is he? We got to pump it up. Here's the most up-to-date pictures as of February 2026. Confirmed cases in 2020. 2 confirmed human infections. No further cases have been detected beyond those 2. No cases have been reported outside of India. What do we want? Nipah. When do we want it? Now. These 2 cases are part of the ongoing sporadic pattern of Nipah. So as of 2026, only 2 confirmed cases are known, but the historical tally is about 750. Wow. Okay, is there any reason to fear in the same manner we did for COVID-19? Searching the web. COVID-19 spread extremely easily through the air, including from people without symptoms. That's why it was a global panic so fast. Nipah virus, on the other hand, does not spread through the air. It spreads through human-to-human transmission with close, prolonged contact with bodily fluids. So no nookie if you've got Nipah. No nookie Nipah. Most human infections come from animal spillover, especially fruit bats and sometimes pigs. Bottom line, it lacks the easy respiratory spread that made COVID-19 explode globally. Therefore, no need to worry, yet it'll be all over the freaking news like a wet sock, won't it? Anything to get a story, man. Unbelievable. Let's go back to TB, Tooth Boy.
Life in Austin. A push against that comfortable apartment. Routine days.
So no Epstein Island, we should be good. Right. Maybe that's why Bill is worried. Yeah, he's in those files, isn't he? Yep.
And numbing sameness. I wanted a challenge. Something that would call upon the potential I knew I had inside me. To see what I was made of. To not continue, as Thoreau put it, a life of quiet desperation. To not go to the grave with a song still in me. And the idea of doing something, anything, to combat the feeling was very, very exciting.
Wow.
Right out here is where my YouTube journey began. I walked into frame, looked up, said morning.
Morning.
And my life pretty much changed forever. I came out here looking for something. And I think part of that was a creative outlet. I didn't grow up drawing, I didn't grow up making music, I didn't grow up writing books. And during the pandemic, when we were all looking for our hobbies, I figured, hey, I'd love to learn how to make videos, how to frame a shot, how to do a time lapse. And I figured, if nothing else, I would have a really cool time capsule of an interesting part of all of our lives.
Yeah, Giggle Pickles, how you doing? What's cracking, Giggle Pickles?
And over 100 videos later, hundreds of millions of views later, I'm still learning how to make videos, but I definitely have a very cool time capsule of the craziest 5 years of my life.
I'm just waking up here at Cerro Gordo. It's about 6 a.m. and we are in a former mining town located about 3 hours outside of LA. And so what I'm hoping to do with these are show you around the property, dive into some of the buildings, show you the different projects we're working on, look at the artifacts that we find here, the plans that we have, explore some of the old mines and caves, hopefully find some relics of the past, maybe a few animals, maybe some ghosts.
He's really unexcited, like in comparison to every other time we've seen him. Like, well, not every other time, but the more up to date times. His camera persona is pretty lacking here. Not much, Gibbs. Yeah, that's cool, Giggles. Just chill for a while here, hang out with us. It's all good. We're just having a mellow one.
Who knows?
Because it's bloody cold. Yeah, probably.
We have the bunkhouse, and I'll be honest with you, I don't really love the bunkhouse. It's not about the structure. It's very functional. It's not about the shape or the design.
Do you know how we should take this video? We'll take a year now, and then the next time we'll come back, we'll take the next year. So this will be all of 2020. He seems to have a timestamp or a date stamp there on every frame. So we'll watch through till 2021, and then we'll call it quits. We'll come back another time because we can't watch a 3-hour video. And I don't want to hang out for that long. I also got to do some stuff. I really want to do a stream from Govan this weekend. I want to go out somewhere camping and do a live stream. It's snowing right there for you, is it, Giggles? That's awesome. Hell yeah.
But I have my one and only ghost story from in here. And ever since, I really dislike going in here, particularly alone, particularly at night. So whenever you have a ghost town, one of the first questions people ask is, have you seen any ghosts? And admittedly, prior to buying Cerro Gordo, I was a firm non-believer in ghosts. It just wasn't my thing. And then one night, I publicly said on TV, listen, I don't think ghosts are a thing. And literally that night, some friends of mine were staying up at the Belshaw house. So I walked down here to the bunkhouse, and I looked.
I thought you said you were alone in the ghost town. Wait a second. How can there be friends there? I thought your whole shtick was alone in my ghost town. Oh, wait, no, you changed that to living in my ghost town. Did you guys know that? When this started, he pretended he was alone. Of course he was not. There was always someone there with him. But he changed his shtick or his phrasing of his content from alone in my ghost town. When it was clear that he wasn't alone, he changed it to living in my ghost town. Just saying.
First window right there, and the curtain opened and closed, and after it opened and closed, a little face looked out, and the light was on in the kitchen. That's the kitchen area right there.
You remember that? Yeah, Drumzilla.
No big deal.
Fully.
The contractors have been up here at Cerro Gordo staying in the house.
So I turned around.
We caught him a number of times with shadows and like someone else holding the camera. I was like, dude, if I know he uses a drone a lot and he gets a lot of, person, not POV, but he gets his own body in the camera with the drone. But this one, you could see the shadow of the person holding the camera. And it wasn't just once, it was multiple times. It was in a mine too, like where there was no other light source except the light coming off the guy's helmet cam or helmet lamp. And the camera just had a shadow. And I was like, dude, what are you trying to pretend obviously you're not alone, right?
And I went and stayed in a different house. And in the morning, I went down to Robert, our caretaker, and I said, Robert, how long are the contractors staying in?
Yeah, he always had someone in Cerro Gordo with him.
He kind of turned and looked at me and said, the contractors left 2 weeks ago. And so that was a bit spooky, but you know what? Not gonna freak out yet. I came back down here. I went into the door. I locked it. I turned off the light, and I locked it with that padlock that you can see right there. So after it was locked, I went back. I stayed in the Belshaw house that night up there. And when I came back later to go watch a hike up on the top of the mountain, the light was back on in the kitchen, even though the door was locked.
So you've got faulty electrics, man. You're living in a ghost town. It's an ancient building, dude. It's just a faulty wire, you idiot.
I don't know.
So the most logical conclusion is ghost, not let's get an electrician to have a look at why the light keeps coming back on. No, it's got to be a ghost. That's the only conclusion. It has to be a ghost. You idiot. It sells though.
Early on in owning Cerro Gordo, I met this guy who had bought and renovated his own mining town. And I was telling him all my plans, how excited I was, and he said, stop. None of these are gonna make sense until you actually move out to the property, spend time there, like real time there.
Yeah, Giggles, you've been here the whole time. I've watched him from the first time you showed him, and he's never been alone. The thing is, it's a good story, and you should never let the truth get in the way of a good story, especially on YouTube when it's all about making money and ratings and views and AdSense. And obviously his business partner said, this is what we've always speculated. And by the way, I don't have any solid grounds this is my speculation because I have no evidence, but this is what I think happened. He had a business partner that bought in with him into this venture, and the business partner must have said at some point, hey, if you want to do the YouTube channel, then that's great. That's kind of marketing. I'd encourage you to continue the marketing. I don't want to be involved in any of that. I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to be a part of it, but I want you to do that because it's going to help our business. So he's got a silent business partner that's not on camera, and he's there contributing with him equally to the maintenance and the buildings. And then, of course, I guess we'll find out, I think it was 2021 when he burnt down the American hotel. That was, jeez. We'll have to relive that one, but yeah.
It's like
makes sense. It does make sense, yeah.
At sunset. See how the different shadows interact with the different buildings at different times of day.
Because don't forget, what I've said all along, even though we pull the piss out of him and we have a bit of a giggle, this is unique content for YouTube. No one has done anything like this. No one has marketed something as successful as, his name's Brent Underwood. We call him Tooth Boy because he's got such lovely teeth. They're dentures, but they still look sweet. No one's done this. Like, no one's come up with a concept and been able to market it so perfectly. Like, the idea of historically restoring something, giving value to history, people are interested in that. Like people are going to watch this just because of the idea of it. We're going to preserve this town, and not only that, but we're going to get it to a point where you can come and stay here by paying. You can come and Airbnb up here with me, stay for a while. You can have a look around the town, maybe spend some money. Of course, there'll be a bar in that cafe, in that American hotel. There'll be bar staff working there. Of course, it's all about how to monetize this, and this is basically free marketing. He's reaching a global audience by documenting his process. It's fantastic. Like, I think it's absolute props to this guy for doing it. Like, incredible idea. He's brought people up there in the metal detector. Yeah, metal detectors. There's been marathon runners. There's been old school, antique vehicle restoring. There's been searching through mines for denim jeans. There's been searching for the minerals, and it's crazy. It's crazy to think that we love the idea of preservation, yet rarely do it. Right? Yeah. I'd love to go out there. So would I, Giggles. I'd love to go there. Yeah, hell yeah. Love it.
You'll truly understand what the property can become. And during my first few weeks being up here in 2020, I felt like I started to understand what he meant. You know, the plans I had made before weren't making that much sense. But every day I could see the potential of this place, and my mind just raced with all of these ideas. And I was so excited to share what I was learning about the town and about the future of the town. And so if I'm going over an overview of what buildings we have up here, we have the bunkhouse, the one that I'm currently sitting in. We have the Bellshot house. And the Bellshot house was originally
got a bail. No worries, Drumzilla. Take care, man. He got sponsorship for doing these videos. Well, he got a brand deal. Well, the most notable one was Element, like an electrolyte beverage drink. So that's been in there, hard baked into most of his ad rolls are hard baked in. But obviously, there's AdSense as well from YouTube. And none of this stuff would ever get demonetized. Like, his videos are like advertiser friendly as they come. Like, he's never going to get the yellow check mark saying not advertiser friendly. They're always going to be green.
Bellshot. And Mortimer was a guy that was kind of the, Jeff Bezos of the time. He not only owned the toll road coming up and down, he owned the mining claims to mine the property, and he also owned the general store. So anything that you're doing in Cerro Gordo, Mortimer was part of. Right next to the Bellshot house, there's the Gordon Mansion. I put mansion in kind of air quotes because, it's 4-bedroom. How much of a mansion could it be? But the Gordon Mansion was originally created for, I believe it was John D. Gordon. And Mr. Gordon came up here kind of after.
He has a library now. Yeah, he did that one in the mine, didn't he? And they're working on the hotel. Yeah, the hotel's coming along nicely. There's the story there, though.
Era. So silver was mined from, let's say, 1865 to 1900. Kind of sputtered out. Some lead was mined. And then by 1908, Cerro Gordo wasn't in great shape. People were leaving. They were moving to other mining towns. They were thinking of other opportunities. But Mr. Gordon came up, and he found zinc in the mountain. And this is a whole new deposit that nobody else had mined yet. So from 1910 to about 1930, Cerro Gordo became extremely prosperous again, all because of zinc. And so Mr. Gordon was kind of the zinc baron of the time. Across from Belshaw's house is the general store, and the general store was Belshaw's. Currently, it's being used as a museum in the front and kind of storage in the back. And we hope to one day expand that to be a full museum. That's a place where hopefully there'll be some books about Cerro Gordo, as well as all the relics from the time past, as well as some descriptions next to it. So those are kind of the 4 buildings. Then, right next to us, we have the church or movie theater. Originally, the church and movie theater was a mechanic's garage. It's where they worked on the machinery, did all of that type of stuff. Currently, it's used as storage, but over the last few days, we've been pulling out wood, and it has these crazy cool movie theater seats in it. And so what we hope to do eventually is screen movies there, or have like a little film festival of sorts for Cerro Gordo where people can, we'll have teams shoot a video on site, and then we'll premiere them all in the theater one night, and we'll choose a winner, which could be a lot of fun.
That's a good idea, but he never did it.
Next to that, kind of further down, is the American Hotel, which is probably the most recognizable building in Cerro Gordo. It was built in 1871, and it has a saloon downstairs. The saloon has the card table right off of it, where the infamous card game went awry, left a bullet hole in the wall and a blood stain on the floor. So the American Hotel is one that we're going to work on. It's going to take a lot of work just because it's a massive building.
See, listen carefully the way he words this. What he meant to say, it's going to take a lot of work because to bring it up to code, to facilitate the public coming in, he needs to meet certain code. And this old building would require ramps, different electrics, a whole bunch of different things that just was too expensive. So what we understand happened was he took the blueprints out of the hotel, took other things out that were worth preserving, and then somehow, miraculously, it burnt down overnight, of which he never showed any footage except after it had happened. And so therefore, he now could rebuild from scratch. But luckily, he had those blueprints. Why would you remove the blueprints from the hotel unless you were thinking of something else happening to the hotel? So just his wording here is very interesting.
Table right off of it, where the infamous card game went awry, left a bullet hole in the wall and a blood stain on the floor. So the American Hotel is one that we're going to work on. It's going to take a lot of work just because it's a massive building. But that's on the docket. And then finally is the assay office that we were up by earlier. And the assay office is where they used to sample the different minerals. That's not all the buildings though. The kind of the crown jewel in many ways of the property is the hoist house. And the hoist house is where the original Union mine was. And this is a mine that went 1,400 feet straight down with kind of side tunnels every 100 feet to mine the pipes. And the hoist house isn't visible from the main town because there's pilings or piles of dirt that they pulled out of the mine obscuring the view. But once you get up there, it's this massive, probably 6,000 square foot building with 40-foot ceilings. As you can see, very unsafe. But this cart right here, you feel underneath, there's tons of cold air coming. And it's not one that I love standing on just because.
By the way, side note, Bitcoin down to 70,000. 70,200. 70. It's going to go down to 69.
I mean, right there, if I were to drop my sunglasses right now, right there, they'd go 1,300 feet down. I'm never going back.
The other thing you confront when you start actually living in an abandoned mining town
is that
Yeah, right,
the town
giggles.
is probably abandoned for a reason. And in Cerro Gordo's case, a big reason was running water. And it's one thing to think about living without running water conceptually from afar, but it's a totally different thing when you wake up every morning and you want to wash your hands, take a shower, wash some dishes, flush a toilet. It just takes on a whole new meaning.
Let's talk water. And obviously, outside of funding, the biggest issue that we have up here at Cerro Gordo is water, or I guess more accurately, the lack thereof of water. And if you look around, there's tons of snow, and so maybe it's not necessarily a water problem, but a water collection problem. But Cerro Gordo and water have kind of a storied history, and it's a missing puzzle piece that's been missing from the town for at least the last 100 years. The town originally was fed by these springs in these surrounding hills, and the springs were supported by Owens Lake down below. And so when Owens Lake started getting dried up around 1918, 1920, the lake dried in a matter of 10 years and dried up all the springs around it, which left Cerro Gordo, high and dry with no water. And so for the past 100 years, they've been trying to come up with a bunch of different solutions to this, from trucking in water, to piping in from other springs that eventually dried up, to the former owners even would pump water out of the mine. They collected at the 800 level, so they'd pump water out of the mine and bring it into town. But obviously for us, if we want to use this for any type of commercial purpose, that's not really an option.
See how even in March 2020, he was saying for us, if we want to use it for a commercial purpose. So he's always had a business partner. It's crazy for him to not pick up on that and let it slip.
Mine, they collected at the 800 level, so they pump water out of the mine and bring it into town. But obviously for us, if we want to use this for any type of commercial purpose, that's not really an option. So I think the options that we've been exploring are trucking up water, bringing up water large quantities at a time, putting it in a water tank at the top of the town so there's a water pressure. And if we got a big enough tank and we had a small enough usage, we could probably only have to refill that tank every 2.5 months, 3 months. That's kind of, I think, leading the way in terms of options for us right now. Option 2, look around, there's tons of snow, so figuring out a way that we could capture this snow melt when it happens. Being up here for the last 3 weeks and seeing it snow a lot and then melt and snow a lot and then melt, the water's here. We just have to figure out how to get it. Being up here for the past 3 weeks has brought it even further to the front of my mind, just because we don't even have tanked water up here right now. There hasn't been able to get a truck up, and if we did, it would have frozen. So I'm trying to make do with what I can. You learn to use the same cup for your cereal in the morning, for your coffee afterwards, for your spaghetti at noon, and then for your soup at night, and try to just conserve and wipe it down as you can. And then all the other issues that come along with the lack of water. Showering, we have a surf shower up here that I can fill up with a gallon of water and kind of spray myself down. Or worst case scenario, you just use wet wipes, which admittedly is disgusting, but luckily there's not too many people up here judging me for it.
Not too many people up there. I thought you were alone. The tooth will come out. The truth.
As the days became weeks up here, I let my mind truly wander what Cerro Gordo could be. I walked through each building time and time again, cleaning them out, seeing what's there, what should stay, what should go. And it felt like I was on the right path, that the town was having the faintest beat of a heart once again. I felt fulfilled, maybe in a way that I had never felt before. I felt like I found exactly what I was looking for.
Hey, Jude. How you doing, man?
To give my whole life to.
What's cracking, Jude?
Probably the happiest I had been in a decade or so.
So this is project 2 or 3 that I've been working on for the past couple weeks, and it is a church building. It wasn't originally a church, it was actually a maintenance garage, but the former owner added that steeple, and that stained glass is from a Stevie McQueen movie called Nevada Smith. And a week or 2 ago, this thing was just full of wood. You can see some of it here still, but it was floor to ceiling, just essentially junk. So
how's it down under? It's hot, dude. Hey Siri, temperature?
It's about 27 degrees outside.
27 Celsius. It's a warm day. It's a warm summer day.
clearing out all the stuff that was in there. And that project took a long time, but pretty pleased with the results so far. As you can see, the former owner just put these movie theater type seats in here.
It's cold as hell for you there.
There's even a little projection box. So one day we hope to create this as a place where
on the west coast facing Florida. Yeah.
People can come. We can screen movies. You know, it's kind of in the center of town. Maybe we'll even create a contest where people come, teams film videos on site, and then we screen the results here.
1 degree Celsius.
But this building is one of the projects we've been working on over the next few months.
That's cold.
If you go into the backyard,
it's cold in here. I got my AC on.
This backyard is where they used to store all sorts of junk. You know, it had
Southern U.S.
probably 4 foot high of scrap metal and stuff, but with a lot of work, cleared out this yard and hope to build a deck back here eventually. All right, so today I'm gonna be exploring some mines. And I think just as a disclaimer, mines are inherently dangerous. They collapse all the time. We do not recommend going in any of these mines. So I think it'd be a good time to do a little bit of terminology for you. So a tunnel, which most people think that they're walking into, is not typically a tunnel. A tunnel needs to be exposed to the atmosphere on both sides. So have an entrance and an exit that are different.
I never knew that. I wish it was that warm here right now. Well, I mean, when we have summer, you have winter, and when you have winter, we have summer. So, no, the other way around. When you have summer, we have winter, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it's got to happen. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying surfing in board shorts only, getting out there. The water is so warm right now. Oh, it's beautiful. I just need a really good surf day. Like I just need some really good waves. Got something today, but nothing fantastic. But still beautiful to be out there.
What I'm going to be checking out today are called adits, and adits have one way in and one way out. And most of these adits were drilled for like an exploratory purpose to check out if there's minerals in there. If there were, maybe they would go further back. And so a lot of them might only go 100 yards back. A few of the ones I'm going to go into today go miles back, and those are ones that probably connected into the main mine shaft.
I've never heard this term adit before. Adit is a one way in, same way back out. Tunnel is one way in and then goes all the way through the other side. Didn't know that.
So we're trying to go.
It's -5 Fahrenheit for you.
Some rock fell down.
That's cold.
Hopefully there's no bobcats back here. This has been known bobcat territory. Over the past week or so, I explored maybe 20 or 30 mines. Saw this from the road. Looking promising. Oh yeah. We're good. Never been into this one before. Oh, it's beautiful. Wow. Think about people just blasting this with dynamite and having to clear it out. It's insane. All right. It's a short little guy. So, on to the next, I suppose. And then, a few months into the summer 2020, tragedy struck.
Here we go.
An event that is...
Watch carefully his eyes darting around the room, searching for a way to make this more believable.
And then, a few months into the summer 2020, tragedy struck.
Looks left.
An event that...
Looks right.
Is difficult to recount even 5 years later. The American Hotel, the crown jewel of the entire town.
Looks left, down.
Burned down in an electrical fire. And...
Looks left, down.
Felt like all of the momentum, all of the enthusiasm, all of the joy that I've been feeling was wiped out overnight. I remember the day after the fire, the old owner of the town came up
and I was reeling, and I thought he was going to be completely angry. And instead he came up to me, he hugged me, and he assured me that, these things happen in places like this. And he said, listen, you can't change what happened, but what happens from here is up to you. And that was...
Looks to the right.
What I needed. I needed a
Looks to the
rallying
left.
cry.
So his eyes are darting everywhere, trying to search for somehow to convey this story in a light that it didn't actually take place. My gut feeling is my speculation. Well, we know what my speculation is, but okay. Well, I'm going to be careful here because I don't believe he's telling the truth.
To grasp onto, and I feel like in my entire life I haven't had such a turning point as I had in the moment after the fire, and I vowed no matter how hard it was to rebuild, and I had no idea at the time what that would mean, but I would come to learn in the coming years.
This is where the fire happened.
So are you telling me that of all the things that you chose not to film, the most crucial part of this town, as proclaimed by himself, the American Hotel, burnt down and you didn't film it? You film everything, dude. You've literally filmed everything to show us everything to do with this town. And this massive fire burning at night, you didn't get any document of it. Why not? You show us after the fact. Why don't you show us it happening? Very concerning.
Maybe the Crapo house here. This was the little store with the antique sign out front. That was the ore cart. This was the hotel. Watching your
Bergie. What's up, Bergie?
Life savings.
Hey.
Love. History that will never be replaced go up in flames. And it's hard. This is 3 days later now. And I still don't like even leaving the building to look at it. But, when something like this happens, a lot of people have
Much Beam family love and support. Yeah, dude, Beam. Get a big avatar on Beam too. A nice clear avatar in the chat. I like it.
Us, some people that really know the town well, know me well, and they've been extremely supportive, and they reminded me that, hey, like it or not, good or bad, this is part of Cerro Gordo's history now. What other option do we have? We could give up, or we could rebuild. And
it's lucky you got those blueprints.
Floor plans.
There you go.
We found those not even a week before this happened, and somebody asked me, or somebody wrote on something that I heard you guys are gonna throw in the towel and sell it. We're not giving up. I'm gonna die.
What an absolute fluke that those floor plans, they got him out a week earlier. Unbelievable. I don't think he was telling the truth. I don't think he's been telling the full story. He hasn't been telling the full story he hasn't been telling the story correctly or truthfully from the very beginning, including living alone in the ghost town. We know that, right? Bergie, my beard has grown a lot since that photo, 6 more inches. You need to update your avatar there, man.
Cerro Gordo. This isn't a project. This isn't a startup. I don't think about it in month-over-month growth. The timeline here is decades. It's not years, it's not months, it's not days or hours. And Cerro Gordo is going to be here after I'm gone, and there's going to be a hotel here.
Yo, Bergie, while you're here, man. Oh, you stopped watching. Okay, fair enough. I was going to ask you a question about Beam, but that's cool. Yeah, I see it. I see, you don't see it in the chat, but I see Bergie stopped watching. Bergie started watching. Beast Fighter started watching. Beast Fighter 1 stopped watching. I see that in the chat. I'm still here. Jude's still here. Jude, I was gonna ask Bergie, but I can ask Jude. What's the thing that you like about BeamStream the most? What's the most compelling reason to stream on BeamStream?
The hotel site is pretty clear to this point. There's some more work that we're doing over. I'm breaking up the ice house. Next comes the
Don't get troll bots.
Still got some things to do.
Yes, there's some trolling on one of the sites that I'm multi-streaming to. I think it's Watts.tv. I think that's full of trolls. But yeah, I agree. You don't get them so much on BeamStream.
A lot of progress this month. I mean,
like you do on Twitch.
Helps.
Oh, you're not using Beam to multi-stream. You're just streaming exclusively on Beam. Yeah, right. Okay.
As you can see,
Giggles still here.
It's pretty much cleared down past the ash now, and that's been a huge relief. I mean, waking up every morning and having to kind of relive that was quite difficult, and now just seeing the progress is just, I don't know, inspiring, I think is the best way to describe it.
You do multi-stream?
So
okay, cool.
Right now, I'm just working to clear it further. The next step that I'm trying to do before the winter hits even more is to make a basement. The plan currently is to have the building look very similar to how it did
Twitch,
before.
Kick, and Nemo.tv. Nemo.tv. Why do I remember Nemo.tv? Let me just have a quick pausation. Nemo.tv. I remember Nemo TV. Top games. It's only gaming, right? Oops. I think it's just gaming. Oh, shit. Maybe not. Okay, so there's more than just gaming. ASMR, some ladies. Okay. I forgot about that site. I mean, I'd heard about it, but I'd forgotten about it. Thank you for reminding me.
The building's going to be as it was before. So 2 stories, you know, the tin roof, the deck out front, and for the facade, we're going to use old wood. So wood that's aged and kind of that golden brown color that's similar to the hotel used to be. So that way it doesn't stand out or anything like that. And as you go in, if you've been into the hotel before, it should look very familiar on the bottom floor. You know, you'll go in, there'll be a small lobby area and desk at the front. Then just past that, you'll go into the main room. There'll be a bar on the left, and hopefully the bar looks very similar to as the bar did in the old hotel. Next to the bar, there'll be a card room. I mean, it wouldn't be a saloon without a card room. We'll probably even have to put back in the swinging doors and all that. In front of the bar is going to be the dining area where there'll be small tables for people to eat. And then in the back, there'll be a kitchen, a fully functioning kitchen. And before, we weren't really able to utilize that space in the way that we could. But, you know, this is going to be a new hotel.
So there you go, another clue. He wasn't allowed by town code to use it as a commercial kitchen. So what's the idea? You wanted to serve food in the hotel, you need to get this up to code. How are we going to do that? We can't. Tear it all down, start again.
It's going to have running water. It's going to be up to code. There'll be sprinklers to make sure it's safe.
Up to
That's kind of
code.
the most important part of the hotel. And then as you go upstairs, you know, there's going to be 6 rooms.
There will be, at some point in the future, there will be a conversation that someone comes out and says, no, we met with this man and told him that this can never be opened to the public because of this, this, and this. And he came back to us and tried to negotiate, and we said, no, these are the regulations that you have to meet these criteria. You have to do this, you have to do that. And then time moved forward and things changed. That'll come at some point. Someone that worked for someone in, I don't know, whatever that town is down, Lone Pine or whatever it's called, someone will come forward later and say, no, I was working there at the time and this is what happened. Mark my word, it'll happen at some point in the future.
And so each of the 6 rooms are all going to have beautiful views of Sequoia National Park. You know, if you went upstairs before, there's a hallway down the center of it, and that kind of cut the building.
Which begs it makes me ask the question: why didn't he just acknowledge it and just say, "Look, hey, we really want to open this, but we have to do these things. So either we tear it down and remake it, or we spend a lot of money getting it up to code. Here's a donation page, a GoFundMe that you can contribute to." I don't know why he didn't just, acknowledge it.
For this, we moved the hallway to this side of the building, leaving all 6 of the rooms with just beautiful, larger rooms, all with views over the mountains. And so, hopefully I can sit on this bench in a couple months and we'll see a basement behind me. And who knows, in less than a year, I'll sit in the same spot and there'll be a full-blown hotel behind me.
So guys, YouTube sent me one of these. Thank you very much. It is an official 100,000 subscriber play button. They're a little behind, but that's all right. And I'm showing you this to say thank you, and also say this is gonna be the first item that I am putting inside a time capsule that will be...
It's more dramatic to have to rebuild, definitely, and it's more compelling to watch, more compelling to draw an audience in. And stroke of luck, what happened during that year? 100,000 subscribers.
Going underneath the new American Hotel.
Today is November 20th, 2020, and my name is Brent Underwood. I'm the current owner here, and I love this town. I hope you're reading this long after 2020. Maybe 500 years? 1,000 years even. It's wild to try to put myself in the headspace to think about Cerro Gordo in 1,000 years. I really hope it's still here. I bought Cerro Gordo just over 2 years ago and fall in love with this place more and more every day. For the past 8 months, I've been living here, mostly alone, trying to bring a heartbeat back to this town. To create a place where more people can come, share the beautiful land, and learn about the history here. I truly think it's my life's mission. I feel really grateful to have found something to dedicate my life to, and have been working really hard not to mess it up. I feel a great sense of responsibility here, not to any one person, but to history as a whole. It's a great weight on my shoulders sometimes, but I've been working really hard. 10 to 12 hours a day trying to see this mission through, and I hope in the end it's all worth it. This town is much more than me. There were owners before I was here, and there'll be owners long after I'm gone. I wonder who the owner is when you're reading this. I hope it's someone that still dreams that Cerro Gordo can be more than it currently is. I'll give you a few fun things I've been working on around here over this past month. The biggest thing this month has been the basement of the American Hotel. I've been digging that with the help of Josh and John, 2 local guys. Josh is doing a lot of the heavy machinery work, but training me to become an expert operator too. I'm getting a lot more comfortable using the loader and backhoe. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I really appreciate all the support from the surrounding community. It makes it easier to keep going those long days. Hopefully, within a month we have the basement built. The basement that you went through to get this note. It's weird to think about that.
Wait, he's going to bury that under the concrete of the basement? No one's going to get it unless they dismantle it, unless there's another fire.
Ho, ho, ho! Up to the mine we go! Ho, ho, ho! How are you, Frosty? It's been a while. How you been? How's the family? Yeah, they got
Netskeeves, how you doing, man? Hey, Gibbs, are you still really this far behind? 2020? No. This is a 3.5 hour, 5 years in a ghost town wrap up video. This is like a no. We're not going back in time. This is current or close to current.
The mind shift these days, huh? Not too bad. A lot quieter than Reno, huh? Those were the days.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, of course.
Let's get some presents underneath you. You're missing the presents. Ho, ho, ho! Now that's Christmas.
Wow.
Now that's Christmas.
Christmas.
Must be ghosts. Those lights keep going off. Could only be ghosts. That's all it could be.
Now this is Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. You know, I was making my list and checking it twice, but it still seems like I forgot something. I got the presents, but I forgot the most important one. A pair of original Levi jeans. Guess it's time for Santa to go explore some mines. Got the rope. Santa's got his helmet. Got my harness. What do you say we go find those jeans and make Brent a real happy guy? By the time Christmas of 2020 rolled around, I realized that I was not going anywhere for a long time. What started off as a few-week trip turned into months, and there was no finish line in sight for the American Hotel. So I tried to enjoy it. You know, I dressed up like Santa. I dragged this tree back in the mine, and I just felt stoked to be doing something exciting, to be living
something different,
a different life. And the loneliness hadn't fully...
You're back on the Levi's and the old mine gig. Yeah. This is a channel called Ghost Town Living. We catch up on this semi-regularly. Here comes an ad. No, thought it was an Element ad.
Because the first year was coming to a close, I was learning what it meant to truly live here, not just come up here for a week or two on vacation. And I was having to learn all sorts of new skills, and my daily routine was totally different. You know, I had to learn how to operate heavy machinery. I needed woodworking, carpentry, smelting, rock climbing, rappelling, mechanical stuff, all of these things that I was really stoked to be learning. But at the same time, my daily routine didn't look anything like it did when I was in Austin. In Austin, I would love to go to the grocery store for my little snacks, you know, maybe once a day, get some fresh fruit, maybe some sushi, maybe a little piece of chocolate. And that's just not happening up here. You know, the closest grocery store is 2 hours away. And so you end up batching everything a lot more. I'm not just taking a casual trip anywhere. If I'm going down the hill, if I'm going to commit that type of time, I'm going to the grocery store, I'm going to the hardware store, I'm going to maybe get myself a nice lunch while I'm down there. I'm getting everything that I could possibly need for the next week or so, just so I don't have to go down the mountain once again. And I think as far as practical day-to-day changes, one of the biggest changes was just my diet. You know, in Austin, I felt like I ate relatively healthy. I've been an athlete most of my life, so I was always training. And up here,
athlete?
Almost all that went out the window. If I had to think about the daily meal up here, it's eggs, maybe some oatmeal in the morning. By lunchtime, it's time for a sandwich. In the evening, I'm either cracking open some canned goods that, you know, I don't even know the expiration date of, or making pasta, or breaking out frozen hamburgers, which just is not the most ideal diet. And I think sometimes when you convince yourself you're just going to be somewhere for a couple of days, you let a lot more things slide than when you're up there for a year. So as the first year was coming to a close, I was very aware of some of the gaps. And then it comes to water, you know, both for drinking and for doing anything else. I knew that there wasn't water up here from the beginning, and by the end of year one, I was starting to hack together how to clean dishes, how to take showers, but I was much more conscious of my water consumption generally, and it was just something that I thought about a lot, which I would never think about in Austin. Towards the end of year one, there was a lot more in store. I spent so much time trying to get the water down the mine working. We ran 700 feet of new piping. We put in a new pump. We messed with the electrical. Everything to try to get this working, and it worked for maybe a month. But what changed between year one and year two is that by year two, I was confident in my ability to tackle whatever issues Cerro Gordo may throw my way.
The task is...
Here we are on April 2021, so that's where we're going to leave it. We're going to take each of these sort of segments, I guess, of each year as they come. What did we watch then? We just watched about half an hour out of a 3.5 hour video. So we can't continue. I can't take that much of Tooth Boy, but I can take as much of this as you guys. Jude, thanks for being here. Netskis in the last few minutes here. Giggle Pickles, thank you for being here in the chit chat. Thanks for hanging out with me on the stream. I appreciate you all. I'll be here again tomorrow. I'm not too sure what I'll be doing. Maybe a few beerses, maybe just chill, maybe music Friday night. Who knows? We'll hang out and have a good time. But yeah, thanks for being here live with me. Cheers, ears. I dig this song. I hated it at the start. But as the sight faded, had to find my way. The sight faded is D-Loaf. The crew behind me? Where are they? They're not behind me. Farkle? The hell is Farkle in the chat? Farkle in the chat. Farkle. Farkle in the chat. That doesn't make any sense. New Zealand's vibe, surfing waves day to night. Always looking for the next thrill, that's where I ignite. Community so solid, always shining bright. Rolling deep and cruising for the height.